Hey everyone, happy Too Geek'd Tuesday. My name is Crystal and I am the owner and content strategist of Too Geek'd Marketing. Today I am too geeked because I was able to spruce up my little basic sweater top today. It has been raining a lot here lately in San Diego, and I am just not equipped with as much winter warm clothes as I would like. So I was really excited to kind of put this together and yeah, feel all sparkly like I like to do. Like I like to be and be warm. So yeah, those are my SoCal woes. Sorry for those back home in the Midwest. But anyways, I am also too geek today to talk to you all about non-social media content types. Okay, we're going to talk about three today, but there are a lot. But today we're going to talk about three of my favorites right now. So let's get started. Alrighty. The first one we're going to talk about, might seem a little old school, but still very important, very beneficial to your business. Blog post. So basically, how we're going to do this is for each of the social media content types, we're going to talk about what they are, why they work, and then how you can use them to to create a stronger online presence. So you can use these content types for social media, but they're going to start elsewhere, and then you can repurpose them for social media, right? So that's going to kind of be the gist of how we're going to go through each content type. So again, the first content type is blog post. And blog posts are really awesome because you can just really pack a lot of knowledge into blog posts, right? So, when you're searching for how to do something, instructions, maybe even a story, you can find blog posts, and they're really great because they also are very SEO friendly, right? So, with that, while people are searching things online, if you have the right titles, if you are, talking about the right subject matter, it makes it so much easier for people to find you compared to some of the social media platforms where there is a lot more noise. So I am not an SEO expert, but again, constantly talking about these different topics, having people be able to, comment and find you for these topics really helps build one credibility and also, again, help people find you easier. And then you can later redirect them to your social media posts, or you can actually use social media to amplify blog posts, right? So you can get little snippets of the blog post and turn those into cursor posts, or me being a video strategist, turn those into reels, right? So you can take a snippet, you can say it, or you can just take the words with a really basic or unique background, up to you, and make that into a reel, which is really cool. The other thing that I want to mention about blog post is you have a couple ways you can go about it, right? You can have your own blog post where you're writing on your website, again, getting that traffic in, people learning more about you, learning more about your expertise. This something like this is really great for estheticians, right? Like you can create blog posts on your products. You can create blog posts on different techniques, on different tools, on how you do different things, and that is going to let your clientele know that you know what you're talking about. And also just get a real good glimpse of how you operate, right? But then on the other side of things, you can also be a guest of a blog post, right? So there's something is called a HARO, help a reporter out, right? There are constantly media outlets and other bloggers who are looking for content, right? Content to share. So you can collaborate or team up with other people and get your message out. And now you have other people talking about you, which again gives you a lot more credibility and helps you expose you to new people, right? Because you have your blog post, you have your audience that you're talking to. And now, if you appear as a guest, either by writing a blog post for another type of blog or being interviewed by another author, blog, writer, then again, you are now reaching their audience as well, being seen by them as well, and that can open you up to more opportunities. So that's why blog posts are really awesome and can really help you multiply your reach on an online presence in general, right? Um, One more thing I wanted to mention about blog posts. So you can write your blog post and then you can add it to other social media engines. Again, this is how we repurpose that, so that way you can again reach more people. So you have your blog post, you can put that on your website. You can also add it to places like LinkedIn has a section where you can add articles similar to blog posts. You can add articles. You have sites like Medium where again people are going there specifically to read articles, to read um, different kind of things. So you can use that as a way to get you more traffic because they have their own algorithm and things to help you reach people. But again, it's you putting that same content and being able to put it in different places, and it helping to amplifying you on your own page, amplifying you by sharing you to new audience on different people's pages, and repurposing it if you wish to social media, which sometimes have things that makes it a little bit easier as far as sharing snippets and things of that nature. I know Medium has a really cool feature where you can like highlight a paragraph or a few sentences, and it creates a graphic for you to be able to share, which I think is really cool. So those are a few ways that blog posts can be really beneficial to your brand, and is oh, excuse me, and is a non social media content type for you. Let's get into the next content type, which are webinars. So I say webinars, but I want you to imagine more than just teaching, even though webinars, that is one aspect that you can use them for. One second. I love my raspberry tea. All right. So webinars, right? So you can be teaching people things, but you can also be doing like a walkthrough, right? Um, you can be showing people how to use your product. I noticed I recently kind of started getting more into TikToks and reels about candles, and it was things that I didn't even know that I needed to know about candles, right? So you could have like some kind of webinar where you have your candles that you have, and you can get people together and you can go over some basic things that maybe people didn't know about. Like I saw things about different things about the wicks and how to fix a wick, how to the proper way to what am I trying to say? To unlight, for lack of a better term, unlight your candle, things of that nature. So you can have like a walkthrough in a webinar. You can do the traditional of like more like teaching, right? Seminar style, where people are, coming to you, getting information, writing down notes, things of that nature. You can also do just conversations, right? Like I've gone to a couple of webinar type situations where basically it's a video meeting, and we come together and we talk about whatever that topic is. This can be done with like a book club, right? If you have these self-care books that you want to bring in for your community, and you all want to have a book club. So again, when I say webinars, I'm talking about in general, just kind of bringing together and more of a private, intimate video video setting, right? Because this is really allowing you to connect with your audience on a deeper level, right? They have access to you. It's going to be a smaller group, and the people who are there, they want to be there, right? Yes, they might be able to, multitask or do, a couple other things, but they're going to be way less distracted than if they are just viewing it on social media, right? Like if you go live on social media, maybe they may get a notification. They may, be like, oh, I'm gonna come back. But during, that live webinar, that live conversation you all are having, people are going to just be way more likely to be engaged, and talk, you be able to engage back with your audience, which is really awesome. So those are ways that webinars can work, can be used, and why they are so beneficial. Now, how can they help with your online presence, right? A couple ways. Before we get into how they can be repurposed for social media, one way that could be help with your online presence is you can tell people to, share about it, right? So if they're coming to your webinar and if they are just getting some really good knowledge or some really good, nuggets, gems, all that good stuff, you can tell them like, hey, take a screenshot. You can incorporate that into your webinar. Take a screenshot of this and share it, or let people know, what you learned from today, those kind of things. Now that's building your online presence because now you have those people who attended and they're sharing about the knowledge and the insights that you're giving them. And now, again, you're reaching their audience as well. The way you can repurpose this is a couple ways. You can repurpose this and make it a digital product, depending on what it is to, have for later for people to come back to. You can turn it into a lead magnet, and you can repurpose it on social media by taking those clips, or if it's something that you do want to offer for free, you can have that webinar. As long as you got either permission from the audience to share their faces, and or you can do the webinars where only like you all can interact, but then as it's recording, only your screen is showing. So that way you can put it on YouTube. You can split it up and make it into reels. Excuse me, things of that nature. And now you have really maximized that piece of content. It didn't start off as being a social media post. It started off as, being a way to really engage and connect with your community, but then you can multiply that and use it in other ways as well, which is really awesome. So that is the second non-social media content type that you can use. The third one that I want to talk about, and I'm really excited about because I see so many people getting into this, are podcasts. Woo! So podcasts are really awesome. They are one of my favorite content types in general, really. I listen to a lot of podcasts, have for many years. And for me, podcasts have been such a way to really feel like I'm connected with the host, right? Like I have so many podcasts that I listen to that I feel like, oh yeah, like I know them. Or oh yeah, we could be friends. I really like listening to the Black Girl Bravado. I be calling them my besties in my head because you really get to experience someone's personality and being through a podcast, right? Whether you do it via audio or you do a video podcast, which is what makes it so powerful. It can really be either or. And there's so many ways to do a podcast, right? So I don't want to get this name. I want to make sure I get this correct. There is a podcast called I just started listening to called Enchant Your Life with Mohini. And it's a couple episodes out, and I really like it because, like, the first episode, she has this backstory, but she also has a beautiful poem in there. And I thought that was really unique that she added a poem into the podcast, and it just really kind of shows you that you can do so much with audio content and podcasts and things of that nature, right? You can do interviews, you can get creative and do, spoken word, poetry, you can tell stories, you can teach, you can do so many things via podcast. And again, with podcasts, you have, for the most part, that person's attention, right? I tend to listen to podcasts while I'm driving or doing the dishes, but most times when I'm listening to podcasts, if I am doing another action, it is a very passive kind of action. Not that driving is passive, but it's still easy to really take in the information even while I'm driving or even while I'm doing the dishes, right? So again, it really helps you stay connected with your audience more. And again, it helps them get to know you. And you want to attract people who, like what you do and like who you are. And it's such a great way to show off your personality, which I really enjoy. So that is why podcasts can be so beneficial to you. And then, similar to webinars, it can really help you um, gain more of an online presence because, people tend to share these things. People tend to share clips. I share podcast clips all the time, whether it's like a little audio clip, whether, I just recommend it or I type out a few words that I heard. So again, as you do this, people are going to start sharing about it. They're going to be like, oh, this is awesome. I need to, talk about it. I need to have other people know so they can listen to it, right? So that's how it can increase your online presence. And then you can take it the next step and repurpose your podcast so that way you can be in control of what snippets and what parts you want your audience to learn about so they can go back and listen to the full episode, right? So again, you can split up the podcast, whether you have audio or video. You can make short form videos. You can put it on Reels, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. You can put it on YouTube Shorts. Um, all these different places to again enhance your online presence. Even if you do have an audio podcast, and I'll be showing some examples of that on my Instagram page in the next few days. You can turn audio and you can still make beautiful reels even if you're just doing audio. So don't, get stressed out if you're not yet ready to do a video podcast. There are still ways for you to promote and share your audio podcast and add great visuals to still get the word and message out. Okay. So again, though the three types of content, not social media content for self-care brands, are blog posts, webinars, and podcast. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe. And yeah, I want to know which one of these content types are most interesting to you. Which one do you think that you are going to add to your content mix, right? The whole reason that I wanted to bring this up, and I'll be adding more to this list, is that people really feel like social media is like the end all be all, and social media can be very powerful of getting your message out, of reaching new people. And just making it easier to share things like when you put things on social media, not only is it reaching your audience, but it makes it easier for other people to share things. Like I know sometimes people tell me about stuff and I'm like, oh, I want to share that. And I necessarily can't necessarily if there's no content that I can share with it, right? So that is why this can be so powerful. And again, social media is one piece of the marketing puzzle. There's so many other ways that I want to talk about, including like physical, being in person. Um, more things that are outside of social media, more audio, written, and video content that can be used to help you really spread the word about who you are, what you do, and why you are the best choice for those who need you, right? So, again, let me know if any of these content types appeal to you. And thank you so much for joining me for today's Too Geek Tuesday. If you are looking for a content strategist or someone to help you repurpose your content, or how I like to call it, multiply your content, feel free to head to crystal2geek.com. I have all of my services as well as my portfolio and information about me if you're not familiar with me. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.